Hey friends, I'm Stacy and this is Gorgeously Aging, and today we're going to do an episode of This versus That, and we're going to compare two very popular skin tints. We're going to start with the Westman Atelier Vital Complexion Skin Drops and the Ilia Skin Tint, compare them on one side of the face, and also talk about pricing, ingredients, and some of the benefits. So I am a big lover of Westman Atelier. I think they have some beautiful products, but the caveat is that they are pretty pricey. So the Vital Complexion Skin Drops run $68, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you how this goes on. Now it's important to shake it up before you use it. Now the nice thing about both these products is they're good year-round, but especially great in the summer because they give a light, natural, breathable finish. They are both oil-based, but not a heavy oil that absorbs into the skin and improves the skin quality. So on this side of the face, we're going to do the Westman Atelier. And this feels light, beautiful, has a little bit of an oily feel, but not a heavy oil. It absorbs really nicely. It makes the skin look beautiful. It doesn't leave you with a greasy, shiny feel all day. It just leaves you feeling hydrated and the skin having a really pretty glow. I've never personally put these two products head to head or on one side of the face and then the other to do a direct comparison. So I'm kind of see how they compare to each other. These are two of my favorite skin tints. I am 52, I'll be 53 this year. I like something that looks beautiful on the skin, that is natural looking and not too heavy or doesn't give an overly made up look, especially in the summer. Now, both of these products are said to improve the skin quality over time, especially the Westman Atelier. That's one of its big claims. What I have left, I'm just going to rub down the neck on that side. And you guys, it is really beautiful on the skin with or without powder. This is just natural out of the bottle. It will dry down just a little bit more, but imparts just an incredible glow. If you have dry skin, this hydrates, also gives a tiny bit of tint without being patchy or sinking into the dry spots. So this side is the Westman Atelier. The packaging is beautiful, classy, and just sophisticated. I love a really simple, sophisticated packaging. Although what's more important is what's inside and what it does to the skin. I'm just going to take the sponge. I sometimes like to do this with the skin tint just to make sure I don't have too much on. Blend it in really well. See how that gives such a nice glow to the skin? I think it's really pretty. So let's move on to the Ilia skin tint. Now one thing that differs about the Ilia compared to the Westman Atelier is it does have SPF 40. This one is also $20 cheaper at $48. This has been a favorite of mine for a long time, and I think the price point is great. The Ilia has some really nice ingredients, including squalene oil, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide, and of course the SPF 40 is fantastic. So I'm going to wipe the back of my hand here. I always like to drop it onto the back of my hand, but you could certainly put it directly onto a sponge or brush. I also find using my fingers for these products and then blending them with a sponge after works out beautifully, and it's super easy. So here is the Ilia, very liquid too, again, like the Westman Atelier. I'll list these shades down below, you guys, if you're curious. So I'm just going to dab this on. And I think the Ilia maybe is slightly more tinted. Has that very hydrating feel. I do think the Westman Atelier feels slightly more oily. It's going to be hard for me to choose one of these over the other, but once I get my makeup done, I will let you guys know as this wears how they both hold up through the day. Just take what's left, run it down my neck. I'm going to take a different sponge just so I'm not mixing them up. And here's the sheen of the Ilia skin tint. It also gives you a really pretty glow. Now the squalene oil in here, squalene is one of my favorite oils for mature skin, well, for any dry skin or normal skin, but it is really one of my favorites, exceptionally good on mature skin. Now both of these are for normal, combination, and dry skin. I probably wouldn't recommend these on oily skin texture. Now I'm feeling a very natural looking makeup day, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Stick. This is so affordable, you guys. If you haven't tried it, it's a good one to try just to compare to some of the high-end ones. Definitely very budget friendly and blends in really well. I love a really nice light makeup day, but I generally will put something on like the Ilia skin tint just to give the extra SPF and a little bit of extra glow and nourishment to the skin. And then of course contour, just so the face has a little shape and doesn't look flat or all one color. Then I'm going to use the NYX Brow Gel. This is an espresso. And just give the brows a little love. I think brows make such a statement, even when you're just wearing light makeup, just to give the brows a little bit of extra dimension and color. We lose so much of our brow as we age, especially in the tail. These brow gels have been a game changer for me over the years. They give such a nice natural look without being too overpowering. If I want a stronger brow, I'll use a brow pencil first, but since I'm going to keep this really light today, I'm not going to use a pencil. I'm just going to use the brow gel. I think I want to put a little bit of contour on my jaw. I usually do, but I'm just going to skip it today. But I always feel like I'm missing something if I don't. Put a little on my forehead too. Because you can see that I have a big forehead, so you can make it a little smaller by contouring. The Ilia skin tint is great even if you just want to use it as an extra SPF. Especially this time of year if you're spending more time outside. And you can probably see by how easy this contour is blending in that this Wet n Wild Mega Glow contour stick is really nice and creamy. So it blends in beautifully. I actually reach for this as much as some of my favorite high-end contour sticks because it is so quick and easy to blend in. There, that feels a little bit more like my skin has some life to it. I'm going to take this Freck Cheek Slime, and this is blush. It's a liquid blush. I haven't used this much. And I'm going to put just a dot of that on the back of my hand, like that much. It doesn't take much. And just dab my brush into it, the same one I was just blending with. This is actually an e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and it's actually really good. So I'm just going to give a little flush. I'll list the color down below, you guys. And then keeping things light, I'm going to use the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. My daughters are also obsessed with this. It is so good. You don't need very much. It's very nourishing on the lips. It has just a slight bit of color. And for a very light makeup day, it's perfect. You guys, lately I've been getting asked about my rings a lot in real life because I don't really point it out that much online, but some of you know I have a jewelry business. It's called Bella Nicole Jewelry. So if you are a ring or jewelry lover like me, all of these are from bellanicolejewelry.com. I will list the link to that down below, and there's a discount code Stacy10. It's all waterproof, tarnish resistant, and hypoallergenic, and really affordable for the quality that you're getting. I've been obsessed with the jewelry, and we're continuing to curate more. So if you're a jewelry lover, definitely check it out. My daughters are helping me with this business, and it's been so much fun. All right, initial comparison between the Ilia and the Westman Atelier. These are both absolutely beautiful products. I highly recommend either of these, but I'm going to tell you why I lean towards the Ilia. The Ilia has squalene oil, which I absolutely love on the skin. It also has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. Now, the Westman Atelier has some beautiful ingredients too that are skin friendly and do improve your skin over time. I think the Westman Atelier packaging is stunning, but for $20 less and you get the extra SPF 40 in this, I think your skin will appreciate this product more. Now, you absolutely wouldn't be disappointed with the Westman Atelier Vital Complexion Drops. They're beautiful too, and I will use both of these every last drop. If I had to pick one of these or the other to use for the rest of my life, it would be the Ilia Skin Tint. This is the Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. Now, I think the only thing that I need for this makeup look that I forgot is a little bit of under eye brightening. You guys know that I really love my Color Science Total Eye. It also has some extra SPF. It's more of a corrector than a concealer, so it's not as full pigment as a concealer, but does brighten the under eyes. And it's more of a skincare product and corrector. I just like to brighten that up just a hint, nothing too heavy. Same thing here. I'm just gonna dab that. It has a slight peach undertone. This one's in the medium depth. The only disadvantage about this Color Science Total Eye is it is pricey. I think it's like $78, but a little bit goes a long way. and it is so good for the under eyes, and you can see it just brightens it up slightly without being heavy. So I'm not going to powder my face today. I'm just going to let my skin look like skin. And the way that these tints blend into the skin or absorb into the skin, they really don't look like you're wearing much, if any, makeup. It just looks like skin. If you've tried either of these products, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you. Hang on just a second, we're going to jump to the future and I'm going to let you know how this wears after about 5 hours. Okay, you guys, it's been about 4 hours and a half, so I was going to come back at 5 hours, but I have something to do, so I wanted to pop back in and show you how this wears. I have been blowing my nose today, so you can see that it's a little bit redder, or you know, the color hasn't stayed on super well around my nose, but this is a skin tint. It's not a full coverage foundation. So given that, and given how fresh and light the makeup looks on my skin, I'm pretty happy with it. I think even with a full coverage foundation, if you blow your nose frequently, you're going to have some of that coming off around your nose. I think the Ilia side stayed a little more glowy. Well, they're pretty close. I think in person, the Ilia side looks a tiny bit more fresh and glowy than the Westman Atelier, but they're both beautiful. I think of all the skin tints I've tried, and there have been many, these are the two that I would say are my favorite. Super blendable, looks beautiful on the skin, it's breathable, and improves the skin over time as you wear it. Do you guys have a favorite side, Westman Atelier or the Ilia skin tint? Can you even tell the difference? I think it's really hard to. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. If you haven't already, I would love for you to join the Gorgeously Aging community by subscribing to my channel. You can also find me on all other socials by just searching at Gorgeously Aging. You guys can find all the links to the products I used in today's video in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining me and spending a piece of your day with me. I love and appreciate you all. Be good to yourselves and to others. I'll see you next time.